from Dead Sweet TV. Please give a hand to Tim, Matt and Stu. And the icon behind the icon. Please put your hands together for Selina Mosinski. What a transformation. Oh my God. Okay, so I know that this is a really important night especially for you guys from Dead Sweet TV, because this is the premiere that you never got to have. Do you want to say a couple words about why this is so important to you tonight?
Yeah, this has been overwhelming to have you all here and hear your response. It's literally like, you see so much on social media, which is amazing, all the support we get from that, but to actually be with a room full of people is just next level. Just, yeah, thank you so much, honestly. Thank you.
I want to say thank you as well, because I feel like all the things you guys were laughing at are things that we find funny, and we thought it was just us. So we really feel like we've got a tribe, and we feel like you're part of our family now. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, guys. This is going to be really hard for me not to do Sue now, because I've had a couple of glasses of fizz as well. But yeah, no, honestly, thank you so much, because this is the first time we've done a screen like this. So, Gage, thank you. And thank you, everyone here, for putting this on. Come on, Nottingham. Pull your finger out. Get it sorted. But, yeah, thank you so much. And, yeah, we wouldn't be here without the fans.
Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. Thank you again. So we've got a few questions from myself. We've also been tabulating all the questions that you've been sending in, so thank you for that. The first one I have is, this is just a throw out to all of you, really, because Sue now has over 4 million views. She was on MTV Cribs. I don't know if you've seen that last week, which is amazing. Hosted the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. I mean, what's next? But that happened all throughout COVID, which is incredible. Do you feel that COVID actually helped generate a fan base and an audience for you, or would you have rather just had this back in 2019?
No, it definitely helped. I mean, when the series came out, I obviously had the existing fans from social media and stuff started to watch it on YouTube. But then lockdown and in April and everything just spiked so much. And I mean, that was tied in with us sort of taking off on TikTok as well. We started to put things on TikTok, and that got a younger audience as well, which we never expected. So yeah, I think it definitely helped us, and it's, you know, quite a strange thing to say, but yeah.
Brilliant.
I think like during lockdown we were all so bored and really having to think about our lives and like all the things we wanted to do and travel. And I think people really wanted to go somewhere specific, a little bit weird, in Bulwell. And I think the back of the shop in Bulwell was the place to be for people like us, where we could like find a safe place and feel like we belonged somewhere. So I think COVID gave people a chance to find Sue where maybe they might not have.
It's so weird. We're outside talking to people having a cigarette, and also well done for everybody that stayed for the marathon, because even we went outside for a ciggy. Don't tell my mum. But so we were staying outside, and someone said that they think it would have, done things anyway, which we like. Every creative wants to think their work's going to get out there, but for us, I think it's also the support from people like yourselves that have also sharing it, the organic reach that we've got from people saying, oh, check this out and put it on your stories. That is really what's made Sue get the reach. It's like everybody that's here tonight and all the fans that have put it out there. We've got the most incredible support. So yeah, COVID or no COVID, I think the fans would have got it out there regardless. So
100%, and that is also a sign for you guys to please be putting this on your Instagrams and your YouTubes and your Facebooks and your Twitters. But Selina, obviously, I mean, Sue is just such an icon. Everyone loves Sue. She's the staple of reactions, memes, GIFs, all of that lovely stuff. Do you find yourself now being recognised out of character in public, and how do you handle that?
No, yeah, I do. Probably not as much as you think, because it's obviously the mannerisms and everything of Sue is very different to how I am. If I've had a few drinks and I'm at a bar, I'm like, you know what, right, yeah, I'll have another drink. They're like, someone's like, you Sue? And then I'm like, yeah, and they're like, do you want a pic? Can I have a picture? And I'm like, if you buy me, and at this point my eyes like that, and I'm like, if you buy me a shot of tequila, you can. But obviously we wouldn't be here without the fans, and I love it, and it obviously at the moment it's still cool. So you guys got here first, and so I'll always appreciate that. So yeah, it's lovely.
And Tim, obviously, Sue it was made on next to nothing, with such an independent crew. I've heard all of the stories behind it, but it'd be amazing for you to share some of the actual stories about how you made Sue a thing.
Okay, so people don't know this, but Sue was actually filmed years ago. We did the YouTube series in, can I say, like 2014. Before that, we did a YouTube series as well, which then got on the producers that we've got, Vicky, McClure and Shane Meadows. But for years, it was something we'd been rehearsing with the incredible cast that we've got. And we just pulled on every single resource we had. Spool Films, who were the production company behind the show, they helped us amp it up to a level that we were hoping to get it out on, like, BBC or whatever, all those kind of things. But I think we realised that you can't afford Madonna Lucky Star, so you've got to then make the music of that your own. So we made all the music that's in the show, the music on the radio. We're the cameramen in the show. We obviously, me, Matt and Stu, writers and creators and directors. It's just, you have to pull on everything you've got. Every skill that you've ever learned, you had to put it in. So it's a really personal experience watching something up there and having people understand it. That's the weirdest thing. And you just have to, do it on your own back and get your crew together and the people that understand you. Because with us lot, it's basically like being one of your best friends and you're working together. So I suppose we like to think that by us doing it on our own back, it will inspire the people to do it on their own back and not wait for permission. Don't wait for permission off everybody else. Just get your people together and do it. So, yeah.
That's incredible. And it's a really good kind of message to send that, things can be done independently on next to nothing, and we need to be supporting it. So thank you for coming out and supporting independent film and independent creators. Please carry on. You mentioned Vicky McClure and Shane Meadows there. Stu, I'm interested and intrigued about how they jumped on board, how you got them, and actually what that meant to you as a creator to have their backing, because that's incredible.
Loads. I remember actually Vicky came on board first, but which was amazing, and we were like, wow, and she came on as a producer. And I mean, she was on set every single day. We only filmed for 11 days, the series, but she was there every day, organising, shooting schedules and everything. And then when she told us, this was a bit before, but she told us Shane wanted to be involved because he had seen the original YouTube series from 2013, which very few people would have seen. It got like 10,000 views over 5 parts. And he loved it. And I remember we actually drove down to your house to tell you that Shane Meadows was on board. He wanted to be involved in it because I remember seeing Dead Man's Shoes, which is completely different to Sue contextually and stuff and stylistically, but it was just blew us away. And of course, Shane's actually, I know everyone knows Vicky's pixelated art, but Shane is actually the guy that buys the pants off Sue. That's actually Shane Meadows who's pixelated art. So he made a cameo, and it was his van that Kirsch is in. But I guess most importantly, in 2015, we did go to some commissioners, and they really liked it. But they saw this footage, and they said, it's good, but we want to make it more family-friendly. And we were like, no. And I guess having Shane and Vicky there, they were like, no, stick to your guns, which I like to think would have done anyway, but they really reiterated it because that's what they've made a career of. So, yeah, it's just mind-blowing. They're amazing, yeah.
That's brilliant, thank you. And Matt, the show has really hit home with and kind of been a safe haven to a lot of queer people. Was that intentional during production, or is that like an accidental byproduct?
Well, I always say we're 3 gays and a lady. And like it's no like accident because that's our voice, isn't it? Selina is one of the most amazing talents. The cast are incredible, but I think the nuance in it that people read. Someone called it a gay or queer code, and I think even there's Polari in there like Zhuzh and the Wicked Witch, and I think people have said, God, why is she a gay icon? It's like hello. But then also, like, you know, you're a bit of a gay icon in yourself, Selina, I think, anyway, because you really understand that experience, I think, in terms of, you know, the character and the set, everything, as I was saying, it's like a family. Charity Shop Sue, the characters are like a family, and they're a family that are forced to kind of be together because they want to get through and they want to be ambitious. And I think that's something people might relate to. And, you know, we're also like a kind of weird queer family in ourselves, in that we have we like tonight we feel like we've got a load more people to join the family now, because there's a certain nuance and you know, a connectivity that I think people can reach. And I think also Sue's the kind of person that would look out for you. I think growing up I always wanted to have someone like Sue who had my back and would like kick someone's legs in for me in the playground, or you know, she'd go, "Don't worry, darling, I love you." And that's something that I think people feel safe, because she's got your back and she's a true ally. And I think that's why people feel safe. I think people feel like that is a space they can go to and feel like we've got your back. And that's just amazing to feel that. It's incredible.
Sue really is an ally, 100%. And Selina, as Sue, you've been getting some incredible gigs. We've already mentioned a couple, like MTV Cribs, RuPaul's Drag Race UK, just to name a few. What has life after Sue been like? And have you found, like, continuing the character through Instagram and online and in real life, how has that been for you?
Yeah, I think we knew that it had just so much more life in it, and it's just been really exciting to express that in different ways, because there's so many different, I think, layers to Sue, and some of that we've discovered after the series, because obviously we was in Manchester doing Club Kids the other week, and was that last week? Whoa. I was a bit drunk. But yeah, and that was such a great night. I think, and there's that side of Sue that does these things where you get a little bit more of a naughty side of Sue. So what's happened after the series, we've discovered, probably in our own world a little bit, I don't think people see it as much, but there's different sides of Sue that have come out since then. But I think for me, it's just been so enjoyable, because I don't want her to go yet. There's no way. And I think for us, she's definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. And I think, and obviously these guys are the creators, and I really love the fact that we're on stage tonight and they're getting, you know, the applause, and they're seeing the love. Because I'm just going to say this to diverting from that, but I've been up there tonight watching this, and it's the first time I've watched it in a couple of years. And I've really appreciated the edit in so many ways, because what people don't realise is that for you to get that scene where Sue is at a 10 all the time, it's like a machine, isn't she? But these guys are just, what the process that was behind that to make that. And it makes me so proud, because we're like, honestly, these are my besties. So tonight I've sat here and I've just been so proud and seen all those edits. So after the series, it just continues and continues, and hopefully continues.
Hopefully is a cruel word. I want answers for definite. Speaking of that, we've got some questions now from the audience. At Tommy Talks Telly asks, anyone who has worked in retail has worked with a charity shop Sue, and they're always the most fun to be on shift with. Who was the real inspiration of Sue? Where did the character come from?
It's gone through loads of iterations. I mean, originally it was just an idea that I came up with, going into charity shop, wanting to write a comedy. I think these guys had encouraged me to do some writing. And I was like, okay, and you gave me a book with Lorraine Kelly on the front and Cheryl Baker that you made. And I was like, okay. So I went into a charity shop, Oxfam, about a mile away from where we live. And I just felt so inspired by everything that was going off in there. And not much was really happening, but there was so much if you read into it. So Sue became this, I don't know, overbearing figure from the get-go. But, I mean, we all have different bits. I'll let each person talk. I mean, I put a lot of my mum in there, a lot of my auntie. My mum's actually in the show. She plays Sue's sister, Belinda. So a lot of them. But Sue's got so many different sides. I mean, these put a lot of the grandma in there, if you want to talk on that.
Yeah, I mean, our grandma was, for me and Tim, a lot like Sue, and she died about a year before we started doing it, so we were like, want to bring her back to life. So, it sounds a bit weird, but she was a proper Knots gal, don't mess with her. And she was a complicated character, I don't think she was really understood that well. So with Sue, it was like, how can you make a really delicious, kind of strange character that is vulnerable, but incredibly strong, and doesn't take any shit. And I think that's the thing that we loved about Sue was we just knew there was going to be this character that was just going to absolutely give us so much to play off. She's like a pinball going round, and you watch just, and we loved setting up these kind of nuances and interactions because you could say something and you throw in the room and then amazing things would happen between the cast. I mean, you know what you have to say as well.
Yeah, well, adding on that, I'd say that I think that's what's really special is everyone has worked with a Sue. There's that kind of manager that you just go, oh, fuck off. But there's also, I think she also reminds us a bit of maybe like a mother character, maybe like Mama, do you know what I mean? Where you go, you know, where she's ready to shout at you, but also, you know, she loves you. And I think it plays into that maternal figure, I think. Everyone kind of relates to that. But also Boss from Hell, 100%.
I think everyone wants a Sue in their life, right? Everyone kind of wants that. Hope the Cowgirl asks, a wise lady once said, Paris, Milan, Bulwell. What is the best thing in the charity shop Sue wardrobe? And I'm intrigued because she wears some bloody good looks.
Oh, I've got to just say Selina also has amazing style. Can I just say stunning, absolute stunning gal. She does, and I think that's the thing where you would always come to rehearsals and we'd be like, fucking hell, you've got to wear that. We also would go and I'd love shopping and getting some bits as well. And then a lot of the amazing costumes in the series were donated by Vicky McClure's mama that had passed on. So weirdly, you were the same size, weren't you? Yeah. So like the Sue's Antique Come, gold boots, the fashion show. It was literally like we've still got loads more amazing pieces because she was a stylish lady, 100%.
Can I just say actually, because what I think that is where we got so much support. I mean, Vicky was great, weren't she? But the stuff, the costume, I remember when she brought that in, and that was so lovely of her to do that. But the staples that we got for the show, I mean, would you remember us opening the bag and we were like, I was like, I want to take most of this home. But if you've seen where the room where they've got the costume, they've set it up like the shop. So where you've got the rails, it's kind of like you're walking into second chances, and a lot of it is Vicky's donations, isn't it? Which is lovely, with some absolute fabulous gems.
Love that. At AXSLXNGX, thank you. Was the series scripted or did the actors improvise? Which is really interesting because there's so many classic one-liners that just kind of feels so raw and real.
It's a mixture. It always started off as a script, primarily. And when we were shooting the series, there was like shooting scripts. But then we wanted the actors to feel a part of it and like have some freedom with it. So I like to call it more, when it comes to acting and stuff, devised, if there's anything, rather than improvised per se. But there's definitely improvised lines in there. You've come up with some amazing ones. Because we'll edit a scene and there'll be 3 different takes with all slight variations on what we've talked about, but you giving it your own spin, and each one's funny, and then you have to choose which kid you love the most. You have to X them out. And now, honestly, there's some, hopefully one day we'll put them out, but there's some ridiculous stuff, and actual full scenes that have been completely cut. But yeah, so it's a mixture of scripted, improvised, devised, yeah.
I want Charity Shop Sue uncut, please, and thank you.
Don't, because each episode's about 45 minutes. And after that, no.
Shatheed asks, the show is very woman-led. Is that a choice or a happy accident?
Yeah, because I'll talk too much.
So we didn't actually realise it was all female cast. Probably because we're gay, we don't see things in that normal thing of like man, woman, or whatever. But someone said it like, I think after we'd filmed this series, we were like, oh, you've got an all-female cast, and we were like, have we? Oh yeah, didn't realise that. But it's interesting. I mean, there's not many series like that where it's an all-female cast. And what I personally love about Sue, apart from Vicky, it's not focused on men. or like the love of men. In fact, it's probably a little bit anti-men in some bits, maybe not anti-men, but maybe like, yobby straight men, And I think there's something quite nice about the fact that it's women, but the focus is on them doing something with their careers, or it's not about love, which is quite unusual, I think, really. I'm really happy about that anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well done. Down with the patriarchy. Maya Kikupi asks, when will there be a Charity Shop Sue musical? Potentially a Susical? The Charity Shop musical?
Would you do it? Would you do it? Give him a song.
Do you believe? I know these guys are just dying inside, like, what? Yeah, honestly, that's what I was just thinking then. On the way down here, we were doing it on the train, weren't we? No, Mark, can you do it, please? No, we're not going to be able to do it, are we? No. I couldn't. You'd have to get a replacement in because I'm not doing it. I'm going to be completely honest. I absolutely hate musicals.
Well, just to say again about the music stuff is we wanted to make sure there was bits of music in there, which was kind of put through Vicky. And in the show, I've composed the music. I mean, the boys have written the lyrics. We love music. Again, we did the music in the shop as well, and we'd love to release the songs because you were saying you want the fashion music, and we're a little bit sacred with putting everything out there. We don't always post all the time. We try and be careful and not overdoing it. But I'd like to think that even at Christmas time, maybe we can release the music. I'd like to release the music. I think it's time now to release the music in the show, and also, if you listen carefully, some little bangers, in the background that we've put together. I'm not gonna lie, it's all very Gem FM. It's like Spice Girls, Belinda Carlisle, Bananarama, George Michael. It's all those kind of influences in the shop radio. But yeah, I don't want to replace you. So no Susical. There's no Susical.
I think we can deal enough with a Sue Christmas album. I think with all the music that
you
made.
can mime.
I was just gonna say. No, don't get rid of me. I can mime. I don't want to participate in a musical with my own voice. But yeah, I'm in.
As we've seen in the intro, you can dance, so that's the most important thing.
Charity Shop Sue Cats.
At Jenny_Joy asks, Selina is a fantastic character actress. What was your acting career like before your role in Charity Shop Sue?
Tumbleweed. No, I my degree, that's how I met Stuart, was in theatre studies. And then I went travelling for a bit. No, so I did do sketch shows. I did a few things for Hatch and local and Midlands performance events and things like that. I quite like absurd comedy and sketches, and that's what I was doing before. But it's really hard, as you'll know, anyone that's doing it, it's really difficult to, especially when you're not earning and you're trying to make a living from it and you're trying to get funding. It's really difficult. So I kind of lost heart with it all a little bit. But and then Sue came along, and yeah, that's kind of been my saving grace. But yeah, I'm still doing little bits and bobs, and that will be in the pipeline. But yeah, that's I was always wanting to do it. It was waiting for the right thing, and I kept trying to chip away at it. You know what it's like? You're continuing to do it because your heart's in it, your passion's in it. But you've got to wait for the right thing. And I think more importantly, you've got to wait for the right people, and you've got to find your family, and you've got to be around people that understand what you want to do. Because when you're into different things or different kind of humour or dark humour, trying to do that with someone that wants to do like a Mrs. Brown Boys, it's not going to happen, is it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think you've really found the family. It's such a brilliant family, and one that we're so thrilled to be even witnessing today. So thank you so much for that. I've got one more question for you guys, and it's from me at Gage Oxley. What is next for Sue and for Dead Sweet TV? Put you on the spot now. Here we go.
We do really, we get asked this all the time, and we really, really, really want to do a series 2 of Charity Shop Sue. That's like, we massively, massively do, but we do obviously want, we don't mind necessarily doing it in the way we did it before, but we would like some more support. So there's always things going on, but again, like I said, in 2015, people wanted to change it, make it more family friendly, bring other people on board, and it just felt like a pointless exercise, really. It would be pointless for us as creatives because we've never been people who chase any money or anything like that. So it's got to be the way we want to do it, or there's no point. But I'd say a series 2 for Sue is definitely the top of the list. But if you want to tell anything else.
Yeah, I think Dead Sweet is definitely looking at supporting more LGBTQ plus narratives. I mean, it's so underrepresented. And even our accents from Nottingham, like, you don't hear that often. And I think we're all about just supporting and covering that area because, you know, even saying it's an all-female cast, that should not be a deal. But it actually is, I think. And I think for us in the industry, we want to be accountable, we want to have diverse voices, and we want to kind of represent. That's what we're kind of looking at doing.
For me, I would like to work with Selina again. I mean, are you up for it? Would you like to do something else?
If you guys don't like write me into every project, I'm going to hunt you down. No, honestly, like everything, even if I have something in my mind or an idea, and I was talking to Matt about something earlier, about something I was involved with a long time ago. Matt, oh my God. But I'd always want these guys to do it or be in it or act. And obviously Stuart also does acting alongside writing, directing. These guys honestly are geniuses. I'm just so lucky that I found them. But I think... yeah, I just want to do so much with you guys. And of course, you're going to do so many things, but we're always going to do so much together in the future, aren't we? Because I won't let you go.
I don't think any of us here will let either of you go, or any of you go, because we just love you so much. So thank you. Folks, that is it for tonight. I hope you've had a lovely evening. For those of you who might have brought some things, we've seen some amazing stuff on Twitter, cards and everything. We are going to collect them on the outside, and we'll make sure that we give them to the team. So if you've got anything, please do feel free to give it over. We'll take it from you, don't worry. Yeah, please fill out the BFI forms. We really appreciate it. Other than that, have a lovely rest of your night. Thank you so much for coming out.